After the price drop of the past few weeks, Kaspa has finally managed to recover a bit. We have new news, new topics, and above all, new dimensions surrounding new tokens. And a major YouTuber is reporting on Kaspa, which could also attract some attention. All that and much, much more right here in this video. Hey, and welcome to Crypto Yule. Exciting times for Kaspa, especially after the price plummeted massively in recent weeks. We know that vProgs is coming. There's also a great article that explains the whole thing, or rather what we can expect. We can take another look at all of this together, but we'll go into detail about that at some point. I think in the next few weeks we'll really have some precise and clear information about when, how, and where, and we'll be able to say more about it. But first, of course, let's start with the Kaspa price. And here we can see that the Kaspa price was able to recover a bit after it dropped below this zone. I already mentioned this in the last video. This zone from 5.2 cents down to 4.2 cents, that's really a troublesome zone. The Kaspa chart was able to break out of that with a nice green surge, which also led to people talking about it because Kaspa had a very strong rally here. And that's simply because Kaspa has a very strong community, of course. Just a quick note, I'm using TradingView here. A lot of people still ask, what charting tool are you using here? This is TradingView, and right now there's a huge Black Friday sale with up to 80% off. Feel free to check it out. Links are in the video description. And while we're at it, just a heads up. There are a ton of Black Friday sales going on right now. I've packed a lot of them into my link tree. For example, 50% off at coin tracking, 30% at Tangem, 38% or 50%. And there's also the big cashback promotion at Ledger, so feel free to check that out too. Right now, you can save a lot of money. You might regret it later, if you end up needing a hardware wallet again. Well, just a heads up. The Kaspa chart, as I said, is looking really, really good right now. And Kaspa has managed to recover and is currently sitting at rank 52, which is very good. They did drop down a bit further for a while. Rank 52, when you look at what's around here. Algorand, which was highly praised for a long time. A Trump meme coin, they've already overtaken that one by now. Yeah, and we have to be very curious to see how things will continue. But what we definitely see is a strong community. And of course, the strong community has also driven the price up. We can see that here. Number one by a wide margin in terms of yesterday's increase, as we can see here in the chart, or within the last 24 hours, depending on when you measure those 24 hours. But we can clearly see that Kaspa really set the tone here, at least if you look at the screenshots from yesterday. A few people posted them. I wasn't available yesterday, otherwise I would have gladly included it here directly in the video. There have also been some changes among the top addresses. For example, Wallet 1 really went for it, number 2 as well. Just kidding. Of course, that's a little joke. They also bought a bit, but less. Here, wallet number 7 made a move, 15 million KAS, which is about $789,000. It's really crazy what's happening in these wallets and also on the exchanges. Of course, the outflows, because they're probably getting inflows to wallets like these, for example. But there were a lot of outflows from wallet 7, and now the inflows, very, very interesting, although the amounts were small. 58,000, 100,000, yeah, okay. But now, almost $800,000 worth of KAS has been added. That, of course, immediately shows the big green candle, or rather, the large candle here on the wallet. With that, the wallet now holds 438 million KAS. Yeah, we'd all love to have that, wouldn't we? So as you can see, the top addresses are diligently accumulating from time to time. For example, wallet 1 with 2 KAS really went all in. No, of course, they've also accumulated more recently. We can see that here again as well. If you just look at the curve here, you can see they're buying diligently, my friends. So anyone who says KAS is dead, that's it. All I can say is buy, buy, buy. At least that's what the big wallets are doing. And if you want to buy KAS Bank, I also have a recommendation for you. Namely, bybit.eu, very important, that's not bybit.com. Bybit.eu lets you buy KAS very easily with their simple app. And they also have a Black Friday offer for you. Specifically, a Black Friday cashback promotion. And you can simply use your account. It's super easy to use a virtual credit card. Then the money is deducted from your account, from your wallet. And right now for Black Friday, you get 12% cashback. That's crazy. And that's not all. They even have another amazing promotion. You can win an iPhone or a camera like this one and lots of other things. It's called the Black Friday Crypto Cash. Up to 150,000 USDC will be distributed here in the plaza. And there are also discounts and tons of things here with airdrops that you can earn and task points that you can then exchange For example, 20,200 points for an iPhone or a DJI Osmo Pocket 3. That's this camera that was shown above. So you can win a lot here at Bybit. Of course, they also have a Black Friday deal going on right now, so feel free to check it all out. We just talked about wallets, and OKX has now also added Kaspa to their DeFi wallet. That's also very interesting because OKX still hasn't listed Kaspa, but they have it in their wallet. And here we see the OKX wallet. It's available, and it's just so sad when you consider that they support it for DeFi purposes, or rather support it for Web3, but not for spot trading. Honestly, that's really a bit sad, I have to say. Then there was another option, namely to create new tokens on KAS, or rather on the Kaspa blockchain, and that's through the Dymension platform. Have you ever heard of it? Dymension is a platform that offers a lot of token options and also DeFi pools, and there you can buy, meaning trade, and you can use DeFi pools, you can use staking. They offer a lot of possibilities, and they had a voting option. The whole thing started on the 25th of November and lasted until the 26th of November. For that, you had to deposit your own Dymension tokens, or rather use them for voting. And then we see here 158 veto votes, 102 for no. That amounts to exactly 0% because it's simply too few. So in this case, they didn't care, and over 285,000 of these Dymension tokens were voted for yes. That was the poll, and here you have all the options. And now it's here, namely with Dymension, you can now use KAS. Up here you can see it, deposit and withdraw KAS, and then you can use KAS tokens here, for example, KAS to the Moon Monkar. There are a lot of them. It's not just the Kaspa block deck, but there are really a lot of tokens that are now available via Kaspa. Here's another one, KAS meme. Afterwards, of course, then you can basically buy the whole thing here and, well, I don't really know, Pump Not Active. That's some kind of pump and fun site, just like we've seen with Solana and others. So it's probably not something where I'd say, yes, we have to get in now, we have to use this, we have to trade here, we can make money. Yeah, it's just pump and fun. That's how I would describe it, and that's what it is. But it's just another way to do something with the KAS, or rather, another way in which KAS has been integrated. And that's what's important on the career ladder, step by step by step. So step by step by step. Always moving up, nice and easy. And then a pump fund site comes along. Next, there will be a real world asset site, and so on. They're always small steps, but they're further steps toward the big goal of KAS becoming widespread, and above all, being used. That's why it's really important that you stay completely relaxed, wait it out, sit back, keep accumulating KAS, and of course, store it securely. A very important topic, there's a top offer from Tangem, also for Black Friday, 30% off their wallet. There are two codes. One is 10% off with CryptoYule, and the other is this Black Friday code. Then the wallet costs less than $50, and you get $10 cash back in Bitcoin. They even have KAS included, along with many other wallets you can buy here. So that's actually really cool, and the gift set is also heavily discounted. It also includes wallets, or rather the wallet holder, and a cool bottle, and also a bottle bag, so some really cool stuff. If you say, here's a cool gift for $126 instead of $180, or just a family pack, for example. If you say, in winter, I want to support my friends, here's the new winter promotion, or a Kaspa wallet, or you can buy a 3-pack of Kaspa wallets right here. Very, very affordable. Definitely worth it. If you want to buy wallets, you should definitely take advantage of Black Friday now. Then there's something really cool, and I'm very curious to see if this might also lead to us welcoming new community members to the Kaspa community. Specifically, Scape reported that a major influencer, this one here, talked about Kaspa, or rather, that Kaspa exists. Crypto Captain Ventures, that's his name. He has 403,000 subscribers, as you can see here. 403,000 subscribers, crazy, right? And yeah, there are, in quotes, only almost 30,000 views, but that's still quite a lot. And Kaspa is mentioned here in a stream. Very important, it's a stream, so it's really a big, long video, and Kaspa is here, was also mentioned, or rather, was also present here. As we just saw, it was relatively brief, but it shows once again that even big influencers, or rather, big crypto people are also keeping an eye on the whole topic around KAS, because as I said, KAS is among the top 100, or rather, in the top 60 at rank 52. Currently, as we just saw, it's quite interesting that even bigger crypto influencers, I'll call them that, are reporting on it, and that it's getting some attention here. Then there's something else interesting with big platforms, big influencers, namely, take a look at this video. WatcherGuru. has a feature where you can, for example, set a price alert, WatcherGuru chat, then you type in what you want. For instance, bullish on XRP as an example. This is just an example here. It's posted in and then the WatcherGuru price comes up right away. Here, someone typed in Bitcoin or companies. XRP isn't loading right now, but at least the message stays there. Very important. Then comes bullish on Bitcoin or BTC. That also stays there. Normally some weird thing pops up then, or I don't know if that's just a chat comment. Ask me something. And then comes bullish on KAS, and look what happens. The message gets deleted. In the WatcherGuru chat, you can't write KAS or try again with Kaspa, because you'll see. The message gets deleted. What's going on there? Did they say, no, let's leave that out because maybe there was too much spam? It's really very, very interesting. Even with the KAS symbol, it disappears too. Crazy, right? So that's really very, very strange. That's what they found out, or rather, that's what they tested. So it's really very strange. Then, of course, there's the vProgs topic. A lot of people checked it out, of course, and I find it so funny how it's pronounced in German, the vProgs, the vProgs.com. And there was also something from Scape again. He's really very active, that guy. How many followers does he actually have by now? 5,600, good for him. He listed the topic again here, the technology, the ideology, and that Hans Moog is now also working on it. So it's going to be very, very exciting. He broke it down again here in a tweet. We can say more about it once more, is actually known also from Kaspa himself about vProgs. In any case, it's really very exciting what lies ahead for us, because Dr. Martin Hisberg also broke the whole thing down again, wrote a long text about it, and even added further comments. Maybe you've seen this picture. vProgs are coming, jumping towards us, 14,000 views. That's not a huge number, to be honest, but it is attention. And he also says that this simple KRC 20 standard will soon be fully integrated into the smart contracts. So really, with vProgs, something big is coming. As I said, I want to make a separate video to explain what vProgs are, but for that I still need, let's say, more information, more clues about when it's coming, how it's coming, and of course how it will be implemented, because as I mentioned in the last video, it's very, very technical, dear friends. So maybe I need to get a bit of tutoring on that myself. Maybe I can even get Hans to do it. That's something to consider. Maybe I'll just ask Hans. Then just a quick little note. If you want Kaspa News, there's something really cool. Just go to Kaspa News. Type that into your browser, then you'll land on this page. Really cool. Kaspa News. And then you'll see the latest tweets that have been posted via X, all about Kaspa. So you no longer need to, type in Kaspa yourself, but instead you can just look for the X feed here, and you can even go further and check out the latest YouTube videos, the latest dev posts, all focused on Kaspa, then the latest Discord posts, the latest Reddit posts, the latest GitHub posts. A really cool site, in my opinion. So for me, having just discovered this recently, I don't think it's been around for long, you immediately get an overview here and think, awesome. For example, you can see right here that Kaspa Unchained has posted something, X is loading, then you can see what they posted, give them a like right away, and support the community that way. Really, really cool. Just type kaspa.news into your browser, super easy, and then you can also see the latest YouTube videos here. I wonder if mine are included too. That was already a week ago, 20 hours. Let's see. There really are so many videos being made every day about Kaspa. That's crazy. But this video should also show up here. I'll check on that. Let's see if that works out. So it's really, really cool what's happening around Kaspa. I thought the thing with Dymension was, well, it's kind of, I'll just say it, a pump and fun site. So you buy a token, hope it goes up, and then sell it again. You can also set up a DeFi pool and make a bit of passive income with it. But if the token drops in value during your staking or pooling period, well, then you might have more tokens, but they're not worth anything anymore. So to be honest, these kinds of sites just aren't really my thing. I always just hear about this stuff on the side. I see it around. Of course, I also saw what happened with Pump Fun around Solana, but also BNB back then. I'll be honest, it was interesting to watch, but it's definitely not my world. I wouldn't recommend it to anyone, but I will say clearly, it's just another way to do something with KAS. Whether it's really the next big thing, I don't know. Just being honest, But I can imagine that a lot of people will lose money there, but also win because you know how it goes. Money goes back and forth, and whenever you lose money, someone else has won. So your money is never really gone. It just belongs to someone else. It's just interesting to watch what's happening around Kaspa. I just see the community growing steadily upwards. The price went down, but let's be honest, if we only look at the price, we have to recognize that Bitcoin went down, the entire crypto market went down, there were problems in the stock market, then we don't know how things will continue. Then there was the topic of interest rate cuts in the US, none in December, now it looks like there probably will be some. Then the issue of the war in Ukraine, maybe something could happen there. Then you don't know about the deal between China and the US, so we can really see a few things here that have been a bit shaky lately. But if those issues are resolved, or if there is clarity on various topics, then of course it's possible that crypto prices will go up again and the KAS chart will also rise. So that means don't just stubbornly look at the KAS chart, but if Kaspa drops, maybe take a quick look outside to see what Bitcoin is doing, what Ethereum is doing, what's happening on the global market. So don't just say, yeah, Kaspa is down 20%. But if Bitcoin is down 15% at the same time, then honestly, it's not necessarily just because of Kaspa. With that in mind, take these hints and tips with you. Thank you very much for watching and see you in the next video.